You know that situation where someone who once answered, "Yes, sir," to everything you said, suddenly tells you, "Oga, calm down, oh, me sef na boss now." That is exactly what the current political situation between Nyesom Wike and Siminalayi Fubara now looks like. And if you look at the entire drama critically, you realize that Fubara may have quietly played one of the smartest political games in recent Nigerian politics. Because what started like a godfather versus loyal boy political battle is gradually turning into a situation where the so-called political boy may now become more powerful than the godfather himself. See, before I even give you the full gist, just remember to kindly subscribe for more educational political gists and deep political analysis like this. Now, let's rewind a little. We all know that after the 2023 election, Wike was still seen as the undisputed political emperor of Rivers State. Fubara was viewed as Wike's political son. Fubara was seen as the man Wike personally installed into government, the man many people believed would simply obey instructions and continue operating under Wike's control. And at the beginning, that was exactly how everything looked. Fubara appeared calm, quiet, soft-spoken, and politically submissive, but behind that quiet nature, there was obviously a different calculation going on. Then the political crisis started. The relationship between Wike and Fubara began deteriorating gradually until the entire Rivers State political structure became divided. At some point, the tension became so serious that interventions reportedly had to come from Abuja. And according to multiple political reports and insider claims flying around at the time, Wike allegedly summoned Fubara before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for negotiations and reconciliation talks. Now, this is where the political story becomes very interesting, because part of the alleged agreement was that Fubara would complete only one term in Rivers State and step down afterward. And honestly, from Wike's perspective, the arrangement looked perfect. Wike probably believed he still had full political control. He probably believed Fubara had accepted political surrender, and because Fubara remained publicly quiet, many people thought the matter had already ended. But this is where quiet politicians become dangerous, because while everybody was busy thinking Fubara had surrendered, Fubara was calculating silently. He didn't argue publicly. He didn't fight anymore. He didn't make unnecessary noise. He simply stayed calm and continued moving strategically. Then suddenly, boom! Fubara defected to the All Progressive Party, APC, and that single move changed the entire political equation in Rivers State immediately, because the moment Fubara entered the APC structure officially, things changed immediately. And as we know, once a sitting governor joins the ruling party, the political value of that governor automatically rises, and that is exactly what happened here. As we speak now, Fubara is no longer just a governor trying to survive politically. He is gradually becoming a major APC power structure in Rivers State. And the irony of the whole situation is this: the same Fubara who allegedly agreed to do only one term has now reportedly been successfully screened for the APC primary ahead of another political cycle. Now, pause there for a moment, because this is where the political chess game becomes obvious. The man many people thought had accepted political limitation is now positioning himself for something bigger, and whether people like it or not, that changes the entire power dynamic between Fubara and Wike. Now, let's talk about Wike. One thing about Wike is that he is a very aggressive and influential politician. Nobody can deny that. He built enormous political structures in Rivers State over the years. He dominated the state politically for a long time, and even after leaving office as governor, he still maintained massive influence. But the problem with godfather politics is that sometimes the political son eventually learns the game completely, and once that happens, control becomes difficult. Very difficult, because political loyalty in Nigeria usually changes when power begins to shift. Now, look at the current situation critically. Fubara is now aligned with Tinubu. Fubara is now inside the APC structure directly. Fubara now has the legitimacy that comes with being a sitting governor inside the ruling party. And if APC fully adopts him politically moving forward, then Wike may gradually discover that influence inside Rivers State is no longer entirely under his control. That is why many people are beginning to say that Fubara may have quietly retired Wike politically without even fighting him openly. And honestly, if this current political movement continues successfully, then the biggest winner in this entire Rivers State crisis may eventually turn out to be Fubara himself. And that is the irony of power. Sometimes the student eventually becomes the boss.